welcome back, Flare community. I hope everyone's doing well on this fine Tuesday, and it's an absolute pleasure to be streaming for you as always. So, absolutely incredible news as far as I'm concerned coming out of Flare Network today. They've introduced Songbird, which is going to be the canary network for Flare. And many of you may have just joined from the video I just released just moments ago, which covers all of the details and all of the blog post with some sort of like visual aid. So here's what I want to do is I want to give you through sort of expand and elaborate on my thoughts about this, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat, and I will happily answer them. So I see a lot of people initially sort of disappointed, and I really can't understand why. So the Canary network, Songbird, is actually going to be as close to the Flare network as possible. The main difference with a Canary network and a test network is that the test network has unlimited coins, like test tokens. But with a Canary network, it's actually going to be a fixed amount, and that's going to replicate the amount of tokens on the Flare network once it does launch. Now, we know from the blog post coming down here that the Flare launch is going to launch after substantial testing of all systems on the Songbird network. And they also have audits, and this is the third one, I believe, and that's scheduled to finish at the end of September. Now, would you rather them stop and halt the audits and be like, I'm sorry, everyone is demanding their free Spark tokens. We're going to compromise our security to make sure that people can sell as soon as they get them and fill their wallets. That's not what they're about. They're trying to develop a very long-lasting network, and to be honest, I don't blame them. It's better to get these things right straight out of the gate. No disappointment. Exactly, Stuart, and the thing is, what I think a lot of people aren't understanding is this clear distinction between a test network and a canary network. So in the blog post, we hear about Kusama, which is the, it's the canary network for Polkadot. Now, this actual coin itself has value, just like the Songbird token will have value. You see here, this is on CoinMarketCap, and it has value. It's traded, and it's actually worth something. It's more than just a test net. It's a canary network, okay? And people are still going to be able to earn on this Songbird canary network, and that's something I feel not many people have realized as well. Now, let me just put this to you. So what happens if they didn't do this Songbird network, and instead this post was about launching the Flare network, but in reality it was the canary network, and they didn't do all this security testing and this sort of testing over the next 3 months? Everyone would be pretty happy, right? But now, consider the fact that they've done this. You're still going to get airdropped valuable tokens. The Flare network is going to have a better launch because applications can try and find exploits from this Songbird network, and you're going to be able to dip your feet into DeFi and really get to grips with it, essentially risk-free, because the Songbird tokens are something that you're going to be airdropped for free. It really does puzzle me. It really does. So I think these are all really great opportunities for everyone. I think they should embrace it. I can't see a single negative. And if someone does have anything that they would like to talk about in the chat, please do drop a question, because I will happily answer that and I will give you my perspective. Yeah, so Eric, he did say plus the 2-4 weeks for June, but this has always been an estimate, and people have been sort of putting out this word of a deadline. Now, an estimate and a deadline are two very different things. And, basically, the Songbird Canary network is going to be almost exactly like the Flare network. You're still going to be able to earn from it, and you're still going to be able to utilize the functionality. And I imagine the Flare Finance applications are going to launch on this Songbird network. They keep making... Well, United Crypto, they have to announce it at some point, and they announced it today. So, if they did it a month later, you would say they should have done it a month before. It's... I think that they've done the right decision here, and they're waiting for this audit to complete, expected in September. And what better way to fill that time with a Canary network? I'm not sure what people are really disgruntled with. DJ, I don't really give price estimations. I think at the minute it's just pure speculation. Imagine being an investor that can't wait 12 weeks, and I think this is something that many people in the space will soon learn, that you really need to have longevity, because the Flare network, they're building it not just for to last a year or two. This is going to last decades, maybe even longer. And the most important thing is the foundation. And to get that right out of the gate is especially important because, as many of you know, the Flare network is a DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization. And that means that once the Flare network launches, the Flare team, they're not really going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to fix any bugs that they find or do all these type of things without having a governance vote. And a governance vote takes time. So it's paramount that the Flare network launches in the best state possible. And that's what the Canary network, Songbird, is actually going to allow. It's going to allow everyone to really get to grips with the network. The developers are going to find these exploits, and they're going to be able to fix it and roll that into the actual launch of the Flare network itself, rather than finding something that's wrong, fixing it, and having to go through the full governance process to get the fix out. I don't think a official date for the Songbird token has been announced yet. Which exchanges will airdrop SGP? So this really comes down to your exchange itself, and I imagine many of the exchanges, I think they will be on board because they've done the hard work with implementing the Spark token airdrop, and this will just be a very small change. So in fact, we have news from Bitrue straight out of the bat announcing support, that they're going to support the Songbird airdrop. So I don't think it's going to be that much of a change on the development side because, as we can see back in here, so yeah, so if you are holding it in your own wallet, it's just going to be a case of changing the network, and the exchanges have their own wallets, and all they will have to do is add a different chain ID to get access to these tokens. So, and they're just going to have to distribute the exact same amounts that they would for the Spark token. So it's going to be very simple for the majority of exchanges. So we've only heard information from Bitrue, but just bear in mind that this announcement was in the past few hours. I imagine many of the exchanges and the communication teams are not even awake yet, or maybe just getting wind of this news. So I imagine as we get closer to the launch, just like we saw with the as we got closer to the snapshot, all of these exchanges started almost coming out of their shell and really announcing support. So that's something that we're going to have to look out for. And, I will definitely be retweeting and all that good stuff on Twitter to make sure everyone's up to date. Yes, exactly. Someone better. I'd rather have a safe and perfect running network than rushing it. And I feel the exact same. There's no point in doing a half job. People need to, I think, just understand that it's better to do something right first time and not have to deal with the problems later. And in the blog post, what I really like here is this saying, measure twice and cut once. It means that you make sure everything's perfect and you only have to cut once. You don't have to rectify any mistakes that you make. Eric, I think that a lot of people have been doubting this, that it could be a rug pull, but I definitely don't think so. The Flare network have positioned themselves to be the first of its kind, and they've developed all of this system, which is no doubt revolutionary. And all of these novel protocols which they've included, they've definitely took a lot of time to do this, and you're receiving the Spark token for free. I'm very confident that this is I think this is going to stand the test of time. Deep Space Flare, thank you very much for joining. It's great to have you about, as always. Take care, my friend. Yes, well, United Crypto, if they did it last week, you would have said they could have done it a month ago. If they did it 2 months ago, you would have said, why couldn't they have told us 4 months ago? The point is that they've announced it now, and there is always going to be a point in which they announce it, and there's always going to be a point where people say, why didn't you announce it earlier? But obviously they've got to talk about these things and decide, if this is the way that they want to do it. Yeah, exactly, Legendary. This is real money, and they're being safe for our benefit. And, Flare Finance, they're actually targeting institutional investors too. And, it's not just going to be $100, $1,000. It's going to be a lot higher than that, and that's something I'm actually really looking forward to. All of this liquidity being put through the decentralized exchange FlareX. So something else that I did want to bring up here as well is the Bifrost wallet. Before I forget, Bifrost wallet will be supporting Flare's Canary network, Songbird. We strongly agree with Flare Network's security-first approach. Users that participated in the XRP Ledger snapshot and have claimed Spark will be receiving Songbird. So, yeah, that's great. If they give the Flare, people would dump it immediately. Big Ted the Megalodon, no, you might be slightly confused though. He asks, is the Songbird going to run on the Bifrost wallet? So Songbird is an actual network itself. Just imagine it as a copy of the Flare network, and it's just going to be used for like testing and sort of pre-releasing applications on this sort of experimental network, maybe with new features, and then once successful, they can port that over to the Flare network. So I think what you may be trying to ask is, relating maybe to this tweet here, is the Bifrost wallet going to support the Songbird network? And the answer to that is definitely yes. So you're going to be able to interact with the FTSO on Songbird via the Bifrost wallet, as well as the Flare network. So yeah, that's true. Hitman Wallace, 90% self-custody, so I don't have to ask for my Songbird. And in the blog post it does mention asking for it, and I think what they're trying to get at is trying to sort of get the community to reach out and really push these exchanges to acknowledge that this is going to be a thing. And obviously we have here Bitrue, which has already announced support. What do you mean by this? If you'd like to elaborate, something is very fishy about all this. You're basically getting another airdrop for free, and you're going to be able to really dip your feet in DeFi, and it's going to be a way for the network, the Flare network, to launch in some sort of like a mitigated risk way. If you bought IOUs on Bitrue, do you get the rights to the SB airdrop? No, you don't. That's a good question. Basically, it's for those who held XRP during the snapshot. So any IOUs which you've accumulated since, that's not going to count. It's not a snapshot of the Spark token. It was a snapshot of the XRP tokens. But saying that, the snapshot, there is a snapshot for the Spark token. So if you were to accumulate IOUs and 1 month after the Flare network launches, which is, well, the Flare network is expected to launch in September now, then there is the snapshot for DFLR, which is for the Flare Finance applications, and you will be able to, any IOUs which you accumulate or any Spark tokens which you accumulate before that snapshot will definitely count towards your allowance for the Flare Finance DFLR airdrop. Yes, Naughty Sounds, it will have a value, just like the Kusama network, which is the Canary network for Polkadot, and it's going to have value, and you're going to be able to test out these applications on, say, Flare Finance, and you're going to be able to actually earn on this network. It's not testnet tokens. So, this is something I think a lot of people are really sort of missing. This network, the Canary network, Songbird, is going to be almost exactly the same as the Flare network. You're going to be able to use the native token, Songbird. You're going to be able to earn from it in applications such as Flare Finance and earn yield and all of that good stuff. Now, and you're going to be able to do it in somewhat of a risk-free way as well. So that's probably the main takeaway that I want people to, the main points I want people to take away. FTSOAU, it's very pleasant for us, and certainly also for other developers, to know that we will be able to test together with users the services in a Canary network such as Songbird. And I agree, I think this is great for developers because it gives them a chance to really test out their applications in as close as you can get to a real world environment. And I think in the blog post they actually do mention that a lot of the initial decentralized applications are going to start on Songbird and then be translated over to the Flare network. Why are you disappointed, my friend? Please elaborate, and I'd love to hear your point. So, James, your doubt is about the demand for the Flare network, because regardless, a testnet is good regardless of the demand, because it, like I say, it allows people to really get to grips with it. As a user, it's great, and as a developer, it's even better because you can see how all of these components are actually interacting with each other. You can sort of monitor transactions and all this good stuff. It's only necessary because I'm not sure if that's a valid point. You can elaborate further if you'd like. So Gen XRP, it's not been announced that it's on it's going to be released on Songbird, but I highly suspect that it will. They have the beta test, and that's definitely up and coming, as we all know. The recent announcement from the Flare Network in their Discord channel definitely highlighted that. So let me just let's go on to here. And it was something which they actually put, which caught my attention, and I thought about it the other day. Yeah, apologies, my internet's going really slow today. It took me forever to upload that video. I was working on it all last night. I didn't get to sleep until about 4 o'clock in the morning. So, announcements. Will a Songbird app be available on Ledger Nano, or is there some other fix? So with a Ledger device, you can connect via MetaMask, and if you participated in the Flare Finance beta test, you can just add a different network to connect to, and that's sort of, everyone thinks that MetaMask is exclusively for Ethereum, but in reality, you can connect to these different networks, and that's exactly what happened with the beta test. Yeah, I bought Charlie Lee's bags. While it's true no one should complain about free stuff, it's another thing to hold out that free carrot telling people it's coming at such a date and then rug pull that. So the rug pull is an overused term, and they've never confirmed a date. They've always had this thing called an estimate, and an estimate is a period of time which you can expect. It's like a guess. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with the word. And they've never set a deadline. They've never set an exact date, and they've always had this estimate. And with software, there's so many different components that it's hard to create an accurate estimate. And wow, Brad lads, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family, my friend. If you are on Discord, be sure to integrate your YouTube account, and then you can get access to some of the hidden rooms. So yes, it's an estimate, and I always use this analogy of building a house. You start building a house, and you get the architect's drawings and all this good stuff. But when it starts, you have an estimate of a completion date, but things change. Things come up. Some expected, problems may arise, and if I'm honest, it seems like the Flare network is very close. And it seems like the delay is mainly due to external factors. It's the auditors. It's the auditors that are expected to finish in September. Now, they can't say audit faster. The auditors do their job, and they look through the code base, and, it takes as long as it does. They can have an estimate of how long they think it's going to take, and they've given that estimate. They think that the audits will finish in September. Now, I feel like many people, feel like they should just say 2022, and then it would just stop all of this ambiguity where people are complaining that their estimate was not correct, because estimates, they change. It's an estimate, it's not a fixed date. Dr. Orlando XRP Hitman Wallace, welcome to the family, my friend. Great to have you on board. And as I said before, if you are a member of the Discord community, we actually have some special rooms here. Before I click on that, though, let's just quickly read this. Too late. Michael, we are live indeed. Yeah, it's off the top of my head, the ratio for XRP holders to Songbird tokens, I think it's 0.1511. I believe that's right. You can read the blog post, and it will definitely say so. So, anyways, back to the Fleur Finance Discord. You can say, hey, we've got some free coins for you. Then everyone and their mother is running to get them. But in order to get them, you have to verify all of your holdings. And what's the problem with verifying your holdings? That's something I would like to know. You keep saying this word fishy, but you don't really give any context. I think verifying your transactions, at the end of the day, we're going to move into this world where everything's KYC enabled and AML, where you're going to have to publicly state or declare your holdings if you want to use these applications. The Big Ted the Megalodon with the £5.89. Well, thanks for breaking it down and keeping us informed. I'm just not technically minded with all this. I'll try my best. So actually something that I did recently was I did a poll for the YouTube channel, and I asked, in fact, I'll get it up soon, but I asked about the context of my videos, and I was asking if they would like them to be simplified, do you like them to remain the same, or they would like more technical details. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to actually try and target all three sort of areas. So some of these videos that I'm going to create in the future are going to be sort of targeted to people with not so much technical knowledge. So I'm going to really remove the technical jargon, and then I'm also going to have other videos which are very technical, so I'm going to try and encompass it on both ends of the spectrum. Mickey B. Fresh, pleasure to have you here. Put on your big boy pants and be happy with the additional asset on a parallel network you will be receiving. Kasuma is a top 50 coin, and was Polkadot Canary network. I guess impatient people are louder. And that's right, Mickey B. I was just talking about this, and something that I think, if you could mention it on your channel as well, which I think a lot of people are actually missing, is the fact that this Canary network, it's not a test network. It's actually going to be a functioning network which you will have an asset which has value, and you're going to be able to earn via, say, Flare Finance products. It's not just going to be a test net like the Flare Finance beta test. It's much more than that, and you can expect to actually earn money on top of this network, in addition to the Flare network when that does launch. So let's see what else we have. Yes, exactly, Hitman. This is the ratio is 1 XRP to 0.1511 Songbird. Big bird pants, that's funny. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's the main thing that I want you to take away from today's stream, is that this Songbird Canary network is not a test net. It's going to allow you the opportunity to earn, and you're getting this this Songbird airdrop absolutely free. It's going to be a great opportunity to really delve into DeFi products, and it's going to be great for developers themselves to sort of launch on this environment without fully committing to the Flare network. And finally, I think the greatest benefit is it's going to allow people or the developers to iron out any of the bugs that they find ahead of the launch. The Flare network is a decentralized autonomous organization, meaning once it's launched, all the changes to the code base are going to have to go through a governance proposal, which may take a while, it may not. We're not sure how many people will respond fast enough. These governance proposals have various thresholds, so it's going to be very interesting to see how fast they can get pushed through. But my point being that if we can, or the developers can really refine the Flare network on this Songbird network and identify problems and fix them before the launch, it's only going to be beneficial. We're going to have a much more stable platform. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Appreciate everyone that's joined as a member today and all those who donated as well. So with that being said, guys, keep your spirits high, be patient. I think this is absolutely incredible news, and I will be seeing you in the next one. I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.